The Philippines looking for other ways to pursue oil exploration.
American firms said to be interested in oil and gas exploration in the West Philippine Sea.
Beneath the turquoise waters of the Philippines lies a hidden fortune. Trillions of dollars worth of oil and gas waiting to be tapped. For decades, this wealth has remained untouched, locked away by disputed waters and complex politics. But what if I told you that the Philippines could go from being one of the region's biggest energy importers to a global energy powerhouse? Today, we're diving deep into the secrets beneath the sea, the untapped resources that could change the country's future, and the bold moves that could finally unlock them. Stay with me. You won't believe what lies beneath. Secretary Alfonso Cusi has made it clear. He's ready to take bold action to protect the Philippines' oil and gas resources in its exclusive economic zone. For decades, the Philippines has been celebrated for its vibrant people, rich culture, and unbreakable spirit. But beneath its lands and waters lies another kind of treasure, one that could reshape the nation's future entirely. We're talking about untapped oil reserves and massive natural gas deposits. A hidden wealth that could easily be worth trillions. The big question is, will the Philippines finally unlock this fortune and create lasting prosperity for every Filipino? Look around Southeast Asia, and one pattern is impossible to miss. Booming economies often run on oil and gas. Countries like Indonesia, Malaysia, and Brunei have long fueled their growth with abundant petroleum. And the Philippines? That's the exception. Unlike its neighbors, our economy hasn't leaned on oil and gas. In fact, the sector here is the least developed among the ASEAN 6. To put it in perspective, the Philippines produces roughly 9,650 barrels of oil a day, but consumes an astonishing 400 to 29,000 barrels daily. That enormous gap makes the country the largest importer of petroleum products in the region. Meanwhile, our oil-rich neighbors not only meet local demand, they export, they earn billions, and they power their economies. So here's the trillion-dollar question. Why is the Philippines producing so little when it's sitting on the same resource-rich ground as its neighbors? The answer is surprising, and the opportunity is enormous. Beneath the Philippines' waters lies a staggering fortune, an estimated $26.3 trillion in untapped oil reserves, tucked away within its 200-mile exclusive economic zone. The biggest treasures? Experts point to the Reed Bank and Mischief Reef in the Spratly Islands. Surveys from both the U.S. Geological Survey and China's Ministry of Geology and Mineral Resources suggest the Spratlys alone could hold as much as 17.1 billion barrels of oil. And the discoveries don't stop there. In the Sulu and Celebes Seas, recent findings hint at even more hydrocarbon deposits, potentially pushing total reserves well beyond that $26.3 trillion mark. To put it in perspective, Kuwait, a global oil powerhouse, holds about 13 billion barrels. That means the Philippines could have more oil than Kuwait, more than enough to rewrite the country's energy story. Imagine the possibilities. No longer dependent on imported fuel, no more anxiety every time pump prices spike. Instead, the Philippines could become an oil exporter, shifting from a nation at the mercy of global markets to a country with real energy influence on the world stage. Of course, it won't happen overnight. One step forward is the push to revive the Cadlao oil field, dormant since the early 1990s. With an estimated 6.2 million barrels of recoverable oil, Cadlao won't solve the country's energy challenges by itself, but it's a start. Production could resume, and momentum could build. The real question isn't whether the Philippines has the resources. It's whether the nation has the will, the vision, and the strategy to finally unlock them. And time is running out. The Malampaya gas fields, once the backbone of Philippine energy and located just 50 kilometers off Palawan, are expected to run dry by 2027. For decades, Malampaya powered homes, businesses, and industries. Now, the Philippines faces a stark choice. Tap into its hidden wealth before it's too late, or watch decades of energy security slip away. Since it began operations, the Malampaya gas field has pumped out 1.9 trillion cubic feet of gas and 75 million barrels of natural gas liquids, powering 5 major plants in Luzon that together generate 3,200 megawatts of electricity. That's a huge slice of the country's energy supply, but Malampaya is only part of the story. Across the Philippine archipelago, untapped energy reserves are waiting to be discovered, both inland and offshore. Potential deposits have been spotted in places like Cagayan in the north, Ragay Gulf in Bicol, Mindoro, northern Cebu, the new Palawan Block, and the Cotabato Basin. A standout discovery came in 2018 in Alegria, Cebu, an estimated 27.9 million barrels of oil underground, with around 3.4 million barrels recoverable, plus nearly 9.4 billion cubic feet of natural gas, 70% of which could be used. Then there's Liguasan Marsh in Mindanao, a sprawling 2,200-hectare wetland covering Cotabato, Maguindanao, and Sultan Kudarat. This single area is believed to hold 3.4 trillion cubic feet of natural gas and a staggering 4.8 billion barrels of crude oil. Earlier this year, the government gave SK Liguasan Oil and Gas Corporation the green light to start developing part of the Cotabato Basin. Not every exploration hits the jackpot. Take Benham Rise off Aurora Province. Once hyped as an oil frontier, surveys showed no petroleum reserves. But what they did find was fascinating. A treasure trove of minerals and gas hydrates, also called methane hydrates. These ice-like compounds, buried deep in the ocean or under Arctic permafrost, contain massive amounts of natural gas. So much, experts say, that gas hydrates could potentially hold more energy than all the world's oil, gas, and coal combined. If we could tap them, they could change global energy forever, and the list of possibilities keeps growing. The Sulu Sea, parts of the Celebes Sea, and other regions within Philippine territory are also believed to harbor significant oil and gas reserves. Which brings us to the pressing question: will the Philippines finally seize these hidden treasures and secure the energy future the country has long been waiting for? If the Philippines is sitting on so much energy wealth, why isn't it being tapped? The answer comes down to two huge hurdles: security threats and geopolitical disputes. Many of the country's richest reserves lie in contested waters or areas vulnerable to conflict. Until those issues are resolved, much of this energy fortune remains out of reach. Beneath the Philippines' waters lies a treasure trove of untapped oil. Some of the largest reserves are believed to be in the Reed Bank, the biggest of them all, along with Mischief Reef in the Palawan Island group. Beyond that, promising basins stretch across the Spratly Islands, a complex cluster of reefs, cays, and banks in the South China Sea. But here's the catch: these are some of the most disputed waters in the world. The Philippines isn't the only country claiming them. China, Taiwan, Malaysia, Vietnam, and Brunei all stake a claim. Despite these tensions, the world has taken notice. In 2011, the Hydrocarbons Technology Industry Journal called the Philippines a hot new frontier for oil exploration, putting it on the map alongside Argentina. It highlighted 4 areas of interest: the Spratly Islands, the Sulu Sea, the Celebes Sea, and the Philippine Sea. Yet, some of the country's biggest opportunities might actually lie closer to home, in areas that remain largely untouched. Some of the most promising petroleum resources are believed to be hidden within unexplored zones of the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, or BARMM. A study led by petroleum expert Ishak Mastara of IAG Development Consulting Inc. singled out 2 regions with massive potential: the Sulu Sea and large swaths of the Cotabato Basin. The Philippine Department of Energy supports this, estimating that the offshore Sulu Sea alone could hold roughly 203 million barrels of oil equivalent, a staggering figure if fully proven and developed. The question now isn't whether the wealth exists, it's whether the Philippines has the strategy, the courage, and the vision to finally unlock it. The question isn't whether the resources exist. It's when, how, and if the Philippines can finally tap into them. And there's another critical factor. Will geopolitical challenges allow it? Deep in Mindanao, the Cotabato Basin holds enormous promise. Geologists estimate it could yield 159 million barrels of oil and has already confirmed 29 billion cubic feet of natural gas. Unlike the hotly contested Spratly Islands, the Cotabato Basin and the nearby Sulu Sea sit squarely within undisputed Philippine territory. That makes them prime targets for development, and momentum is already building. Just last month, the Department of Energy called for immediate exploration in Rectobank, a hotspot under the control of billionaire businessman Manny V. Pangilinan. And that's just part of the picture. Other regions, from the Visayas to Bicol to northern Luzon, are also flagged for future exploration, piece by piece, expanding the map of untapped potential. The truth is, the Philippines is sitting on what could be described as a mountain of gold beneath the sea. Within its 200-mile exclusive economic zone, experts estimate recoverable hydrocarbon deposits worth more than $26.3 trillion. To put that in perspective, that's more than enough wealth to transform the Philippines into a fully developed economy. So why hasn't this fortune been unlocked yet? Years of inactivity in the upstream oil and gas sector, combined with investor fears over South China Sea disputes, have held the country back. Until those conflicts are resolved, or the Philippines finds a way to move forward despite them, these energy riches remain largely potential rather than reality. The current administration has set its sights on a bold mission: finally unlock the full power of the country's natural resources. The goal isn't just short-term growth, it's about building lasting economic strength and securing a better future for every Filipino. The Philippines is standing on the edge of something huge, a chance to unleash resources worth trillions and reshape its future. The real question is, will it seize this opportunity or let it slip away? If this story opened your eyes, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the hidden wealth and untold truths shaping our world. And hit that notification bell so you won't miss the next one.